Let me fast forward a bit. When you jump out of an airplane, you're gonna have an altimeter, which is gonna tell you what your altitude is. You're gonna have a parachute, and in this particular one where they're jumping above 13,000 feet, you need oxygen, so they have oxygen on. It's just an oxygen mask. They're gonna depressurize the cabin so that they can open up, and that way you're not breathing that thin air. That's why they need to put those oxygen masks on.
Jesus, Dane, who the packed your chute? It doesn't look good. I wouldn't jump it if I were you.
This is your signal, it's called waving, so everyone knows that you're about to pull your parachute. And then you look in at your ripcord. When you pull your ripcord out, your parachute deploys. So what you should feel when you pull your ripcord is a little bit of a delay, and then something called the pilot chute. It's a spring-loaded small parachute. That thing jumps off your back and it grabs air, and then that's what pulls out the rest of your parachute. You're all of a sudden pulled, it's like coming to an abrupt stop in the air. So that's what it's supposed to feel like. But as you can see in this particular situation, this guy isn't gonna feel a very hard shock because he's having a malfunction. There's a bunch of different things that can go wrong with a parachute. I had one malfunction in my career. See that, there's a little square there right by his hands, above his hands. It's called the slider, and it actually comes down. It's up with the parachute, and as your parachute opens up, it slides down towards the base. And hopefully you get a good solid chute at that point, which I'm sitting here today, which means my reserve parachute worked, thankfully. There's been guys that have survived what's called a partial malfunction, meaning that they have some fabric up above them that's slowing them down a little bit. But if you're going terminal velocity and you hit the ocean, the ground, doesn't really matter, you're dead.